Even as a little boy, John Raaen's life was different than most. Some would say he was destined for greatness. After all, as the son of a career officer, he was practically born into the military, and the friends of his youth had some very important names.
Johnny Eisenhower was a playmate of mine. I didn't meet Georgie Patton until he was a plebe at West Point and I was an upperclassman. Eisenhower, Patton, Mark Clark were all plebes in my company when I was an upperclassman.
Yes, Raaen went to West Point, where he excelled. He felt at home in a military environment, surrounded by intimidating figures who to him were old friends.
I was never afraid of general officers because I knew many of them when they were lieutenants. Played golf with them, played tennis with them when I was growing up as a teenager, so I had no fear of those who were superior in rank.
Quite the contrary. In fact, they were able to look out for John and make sure he stayed on the right track.
So it was very, very useful growing up in the Army and having a whole group of people who were interested in my success, who were quite superior in rank.
But on June 6, 1944, D-Day, there was nothing any of them could do to help.
No one could have ever dreamed to be in that situation, believe me. But the situation on Omaha Beach was unbelievable.
You really never expected to come back?
I don't think any of us did. We were going to try, but I don't think we expected to. We hoped we would. We hoped we would be among those that came back, but I don't think any of us expected to.
Many did not, but the ones who did, Raaen says, owe their lives to the unlikely heroes who, in the middle of chaos, took command.
Many of the leaders that actually succeeded in Normandy were junior enlisted men. They weren't even non-commissioned officers. But what they saw was that terrible situation. They wanted to live. They said, hey guys, come on, follow me. We're going up this hill. And they went up the hill, and that's what won.
For his actions that day, he received the Combat Infantryman Badge and the Silver Star. It was just the beginning of a 35-year career. He would also serve in the Korean War and spent 11 months in Vietnam. In addition to his many combat awards and decorations, Major General Raaen also received the Distinguished Service Medal, the Legion of Merit, the Army Commendation Medal, and the Bronze Star.
Yeah, I've had an amazing life, and I've had an amazing number of very, very close calls.
How often do you think back to those days?
As little as I can.
Yet here he is at the age of 93, physically strong and mentally sharp, constantly receiving invitations to speak and captivating audiences when he does. He is sought out by historians and news organizations all over the world. With his memories intact, he feels it's his duty to help.
I've assisted 24 at least authors in writing books about D-Day that when they ask me a question, it's like a light going on. I remember that.
Raaen says he would prefer not having to constantly relive that moment in history, but understands that there are not many left who can. He thinks maybe that's why he's still here. Maybe this is his legacy, to give his first-hand accounts as long as he can. And here you are in your 90s, still relevant, still sharp, and still with no fear.
Not even of historians and authors.
The most intimidating foe you've come up against.
That's absolutely right.